Okay, good evening to you all. Today is 11th February 2025, which is our day 28 of this IT Employability Skills Bootcamp for women. Like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the day. So we'll have a recap on day 27, even though day 27 is reserved for assignment. And also today we are only going to talk about if functionality. So on the 27th yesterday, I believed, I don't know if you have seen your assignment, but the assignment was shared with you. But on the 26th, I believed what we discussed about count A and count blank. That's what you discussed about on the 26th, if I can recall. So yesterday, or today, maybe assignment was shared with you. So you have to, I don't know, you're supposed to submit the assignment within 24 hours after it was sent to you. So I don't know when it was sent to you. I will ask so that I will know and when you are going to submit the assignment. So that's it. So let's move and talk about this. So let me open my Excel so that we'll just talk about this if function in Excel. Okay, I'm sharing my screen back again. So here it is. This is where I stop because I did not shut down my laptop since that day. So this is what I have, and I believe this is what we have been working with together since when we started discussing about this Microsoft Excel with you. Okay, so we're going to talk about if function today, a conditional function. It's a formula you use or a function because it's a predefined formula. So it's just a formula or function. Let me say that it's a function that you used whenever you want to have a particular create a condition based on the inputs of a particular specific output. For example, you have a criteria, you make a criteria that if that criteria is true, you want something to be the result based on that criteria. And if the criteria is false, you also want that to be, you want to have something else as a result on that. That's what it's all about. So, when I say a criteria, let me just give you a clear example. For example, now I can see based on this data that we have, area is greater than 20,000. Maybe I want to have here, I want to have um 10,000. Maybe I want to add salary to people, but uh I want to add 20,000 to those that are collecting less than 20,000 salary. I want to add 20,000. Those that are collecting more than 20,000, I want to add only 10,000 to them. For example, that's what I want to do. Maybe after that, then I will just add them together to have the complete. Maybe I want to give them maybe a Ramadan basket, something like that. So that's it. Okay. So that's a condition. We have a criteria, and if the condition is true, we want to add uh 10,000. If the condition is false, maybe we want something else. So I told you there has to be a criteria. So that criteria is what you put as your it must qualify for you to have the true value. The criteria must be true for you to have the true value. Otherwise, once the criteria is not complete, is not true, whatever you put as the false value is what you are going to see as the false value. So maybe the criteria that I have, it can be uh uh it can be that you must have, if it is less than 20,000, for example. If it is less than 20,000, I'm adding 20,000 for you. So once it is not less than 20,000, maybe I'm adding 10,000. So anybody that is collecting not less than that 20,000 did not qualify the criteria, and then I'm going to have the value of false. So I want to talk about this criteria that we have. For the criteria, uh, we have what we call comparison operators. There are different operators that we can use for the criteria. Operators, all these are operators that we use in the criteria. They are the operators that we used for the criteria. So we need to talk about these comparison operators first so that you will understand. Everybody knows them. We all know that equals to, we know equals to, we know greater than, less than. These are the comparison operators that we used for our criteria in if condition. That's number one criteria that we can use. So These comparison operators, we use them, for example, let's say, um, if I want to say if that particular employee, maybe if this salary of December salary of this employee is less than or equals to, for example, is less than, say, is greater than or less than or greater than or equals to, all these are the conditions that we can use to clear based on this condition. So in the example I gave you, I told you that we need someone if the person is collecting less than 20,000. Less than 20,000. We want it to be less than 20,000. So now this is the salary. Let me create here, for example, I'll call it maybe a Ramadan basket or Ramadan, whatever token or whatever you want to call it. So let's say Ramadan gift. So for this Ramadan gift that we are going to do, we want to say anybody want to see 20,000 here. But if it is not less than 20,000, we want to see 10,000. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start with equal sign. Then we say if, then we open the bracket. So after opening the bracket, what we are going to do is to create the criteria. I told you the criteria is going to be this 1,000. And let me explain this less than and greater than with you. Whenever you call the number, for example, when you say greater than 20, 20 is not greater than 20. When you say less than 20, understand this. But if you want to include the 20,000 in your criteria, then you need to use greater than or equals to. That means you want to include it. Or you want to include it, then you say less than or equals to. That's how it works. So if you say, for example, if this cell, for example, I click on this C3 is less than 20,000. So 20,000 is not included. So even if you are collecting 20,000, you will not receive this gift of 20,000. But if we say greater than 20,000, even if you are collecting 20,000, you will not receive this token because 20,000 is not greater than 20,000. Please, you should understand this, please. Okay. So now what we want to say is this C3, I want to include the 20,000. We need to put what? We need to put less than or equals to. Or maybe if we don't want to include the 20,000, we just leave it less than. So in going to definitely see the result of those that are collecting less than 20,000. So that's true. So if C3 is less than, then we write our 20,000. I just write the 20,000. This is the condition criteria. So after this 20,000, then I put comma. Then I told you the next thing you are going to pass is what you want to see if the condition is because we are adding 20,000 to everybody who is collecting what? Who is collecting less than 20,000 as a salary. So let's just add 20,000. Just write 20,000, comma. Then if it is false, maybe this criteria that we put C3 is less than 20,000. Let's say the salary is not less than 20,000. Then here what we are going to say is we are going to say 10,000 because not less than 20,000. Maybe you are collecting more than 20,000. So now we are going to say 10,000. Then we close bracket and we press enter. So once you press enter, you are definitely going to see 10,000 because what is not less than 20,000. So the condition is not true. That's why we are seeing 10,000 because the condition is not true. But when the condition is true, once it is less than this content 20,000, then if the condition is true, we are going to see 20,000. So let's just drag it down. Let's drag it down and see. He is collecting less than 20,000 as salary. Look at it. Nobody is collecting less than 20,000 as his what? As his salary. So let's increase this condition. Let's make it to 100,000. Let's make it to 100,000 and press enter. So you see drag. You see, wherever you see 20,000, the salary is less than 100,000. And wherever you see 10,000, the salary is more than 100,000. Good have you look at it. So we have 110, 110,000, we have 109,000. That why we have 10,000 as what condition is all about, and that's how you create this. So that is something that I want to tell you. Sometimes it's not only to create a number. Maybe we want to create less than 100,000. What we want to see here, let's say we want to see this is less than when if it is not this less than 100,000, then we want to see the salary is more than 100,000. That is if this condition. So to do that, what we are going to do, let's delete this. So when we create our condition, maybe the if it is true, what we want to see is that we want to say the salary is less than 100K. Then you close double quote. Let me explain this to you. Whenever you are creating this conditional formula, even in your criteria, if the criteria that you want to take is a text, please put it in double quote like this. You put it in double quote. A text is a number. You don't need to put that double quote. For example, like this 100,000, we put it as a what? We put it as number the way it is. But if it is a text, we need to put it inside double quote. That's how it works. That's the only difference between them. Then we put comma. But if it is not true, that means it is not less than 100,000. We'll say greater than 100,000. Let's just say greater than 100K. So now here, let me just say less than 100K. Greater than 100K. So you see, this salary is 25,198. That why it says what? That why it says less than 100K. If you drag down now, anywhere we have less than 100K, to say less than 100K. Where we have greater than 100K, to say greater than 100K. Just look at it. This is how you create this condition. So please go ahead and try to do this and use this to create a lot of things, because there is a nested if on this. There is nested if on this. We are going to have the nested if maybe tomorrow. But now please work on this. Try your best to read this, watch this, practice this, and make sure you create a lot of things with it, please. So I think that's where we're going to stop today, and we continue tomorrow. So if you have a question, you ask your question. If you don't, I think we can call it a day and see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry, my network has some issues. Please, if you have questions, you can drop your questions. We are not done with the class, so my network has issues. Someone was asking, is this video we will use for reference on the assignment? I didn't understand this question. Your assignment has nothing to do with today's video. But I will send you your the 26 video. I will send it to you. I will send the 26 video to you. Yeah, it's just Ahmad is yet to send the video to me. So I'm yet to compile everything and share with you. So once he did that, but I don't think you have anything related to the 26 assignment in your assignment. I don't know. I didn't see the questions, but I'll ask him. But I'll share the video with you, inshallah. This video has nothing to do with your assignment, please. It has nothing to do with your assignment, please. Okay. So I wish you all the best. I think there is no question, so see you uh tomorrow. Have a wonderful dream. Bye bye.